Namaste yogis, Katie here with a slow flow wall yoga and Reiki class for you. We're going to be practicing with a wall this evening. So if you've got your mat already out, you can set it up so that the short edge of your mat comes up against a wall. We will be using the wall for some standing poses as well as some grounding and relaxing at the end of class. So this whole class overall, there is that grounding focus. There's also a focus on focus itself. So if you have been feeling distracted lately, there is a remedy for that. This class should help you reset your nervous system and get you focused on the things that are fulfilling to you and eliminate some distractions from your mind. That being said, we'll need just our mat tonight. If you would like 2 blocks, feel free to practice with 2 blocks. The main prop is going to be the wall. And we're going to begin by standing up and coming over to the wall, taking the feet hip width apart, and then inhale, lift up your arms. And as you exhale, you can place your hands on the wall in front of you, keeping them about shoulder width apart. And then as you exhale, you can begin to sink your chest forward, taking your forehead towards the wall and resting it there. And if you need to adjust by scooting your feet forward or back, feel free to do so. Once you are here, you can close your eyes and take a few calming breaths. And as you inhale again, feel your feet press down below you. Feel your chest come maybe just a little bit closer, opening up your heart just a bit more. And let every breath in bring your focus to right here and now. Paying attention to how your body feels in this heart-opening pose. Paying attention to your heartbeat and your breath. As you take your next inhale, the next few moments are yours to set an intention that would serve your practice. Maybe you'd like to let something go, like anxiety or anger. Maybe you would like to invite something in, like peace or contentment. Whatever serves you tonight, that can be your intention. And after you've set your intention, you can begin to bend your elbows and then send your hands behind your head, taking them together in prayer at the back of the head. Take 3 deep breaths here. And slowly begin to place your hands back on the wall, Begin to lift your head away from the wall, slide your hands down until they're about at your shoulders, and then step back with your feet, taking an exhale. Begin to press your hips towards the back of the room and bringing your head between your shoulders, coming into a downward facing dog at the wall. We'll be moving through some sun salutations using the wall. We'll be moving very slowly, syncing our movement with the breath. Let's take an inhale and look forward between our hands, and then take an exhale, step up towards the wall. With your inhale, slide your hands down in front of your ribs, and then press your stomach towards the wall, arching your back, rolling your shoulders back and looking up. Coming into a Bhujangasana using your wall. Taking another inhale here. And exhale very slowly, pressing back and stepping back into your downward facing dog. We will move through about 10 more of these. You can move at your own pace using your own breath. And feel free to count on your own. That'll keep you nice and present and focused for your practice. And begin when you're ready. At this point, you may be around about 5 flows. If you have been stepping forward with a particular foot and back with a particular foot, then switch your feet. If you've been stepping forward with your right leg, you can take an exhale, step forward with your left foot first. If you've been stepping back with your left foot first, switch it, right foot steps back first into your downward facing dog. Let's do the last few together. Meet me in downward facing dog. And inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, step forward to the wall. Inhale, slide your hands down to your ribs, press your belly forward and arch your back. And as you exhale, slide your hands up the wall just a bit, pushing it away, stepping back to downward dog. Inhaling once more, looking forward. Exhale, stepping up. Inhale, cobra. Slide the hands up the wall. Downward dog. And last one on your own. Pausing in downward dog after your last flow. Pressing your fingertips in towards the wall. Keeping a little bit of a bend in your knees. And as you inhale, once more look up and step forward towards the wall. We're going to take our hands down and then step to the front of the mat with the feet hip-width distance apart. Find your Tadasana, bringing your palms to face forward, lengthening your spine. And you feel your feet underneath you ground down, like they're growing roots down into the earth below you. And inhale, sweep your arms up above your head, looking up to your hands. Bring your hands together and take an exhale. Very slowly fold down, coming all the way down to forward fold. Feel free to come down to your two blocks if you would like some support. Your knees can be bent here. Relax your head. Take your hands and grab onto your elbows. And let your upper body hang for a few more breaths. And if you would like to sway back and forth, feel free to do so. Take a pause and release your elbows and slowly come all the way up. Slowly rolling up, coming back to standing in Tadasana. Inhale, reach up your arms. And exhale, come back down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. You can take your hands on your shins or to your blocks. And with your exhale, bend your knees and plant your hands down, stepping back into plank pose. Finding a nice strong plank before using your exhale to come to your belly. And inhale for a cobra on the mat. And exhale, we're going to press back into a child's pose. Hips come down to the heels, arms stretch out in front. Take a few deep breaths here. This pose is a good way to refocus yourself through any time of the day. If you are feeling overwhelmed or angry or distracted, you can come to child's pose
Spend a few moments here and breathe into your belly, and it will give you a little reset so you can go back to your day feeling better and feeling more focused. Take an inhale and lift your head up. Bring your body forward and tuck your toes underneath and find downward facing dog. You're going to scoot back to the wall so that the heels are at the wall. It's okay if your heels don't come all the way down. And once you have found a comfortable place, take a couple of breaths. And then inhale, look forward, come up to your toes, bend your knees. Step up to the front of your mat and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come down to forward fold. Inhale, once again, slowly rising and sweeping your arms up. With your exhale, take your hands down to your heart space. And inhale, reaching up, finding a little lift in your heart, reaching back. And as you exhale, begin to bring your chest forward and come down to forward fold. As you inhale to halfway lift, keep your hands on the floor. And then bend both of your knees to plant your hands down. Step back with your left foot. Keep your right knee bent over your ankle in front of you, and then you can lower your left knee down and untuck your toes. Preparing for Anjaneyasana, walk your hands back, lift up your torso and your arms. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And keep your gaze forward. And exhale, hands come down. Lift up your back knee and step to plank pose. Moving with your breath, exhaling down. Inhaling cobra. Tucking your toes, slowly exhaling to press back to downward facing dog, coming back to the wall. Taking 3 mindful breaths in and out here. And inhale, look forward, come to your toes and bend your knees. Step up to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lifting. Release your breath and fold down. Slowly roll up. Inhaling your arms up. And exhaling, hands down to your heart. Take another inhale and reach your arms back up. And exhale, come down, forward fold. Hands come in front of the feet, inhaling to halfway lift. Exhale, knees bend, hands plant down. Step back with your right foot coming into a lunge, and then lower your right knee down. Inhale, lift up to Anjaneyasana. Take another inhale here. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Lift up your right knee, step back, plank pose, lower to your belly. Inhaling up to Bhujangasana. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. If you haven't come to the wall in your downward dog yet, scoot your heels back to the wall. Then inhale, look forward. With your exhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge. We are going to keep the left heel at the wall, and we're going to plant the left heel down and the toes down at an angle, with the toes facing the left-hand corner of your mat. Keep your right knee bent, and then come up, squaring your hips forward, finding Virabhadrasana 1. Using that back wall and the knife edge of the back foot to ground down and keep you stable. And then with your exhale, we're going to shift the back foot so that the knife edge is right at the wall. If you like, you can scoot your right foot forward using your toes, so you have enough room to open out your arms for warrior 2. Let your shoulders relax here. Taking another breath in. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down, framing the right foot. You can spin your back toes forward and then step back to downward facing dog, exhaling. Inhale to look forward, and then exhale, step your left foot forward. Bring your right heel down, and inhale, lift up. Coming to warrior 1. With the left leg leading, keep your lower belly tucked in. Align your knee with your second and third toe. Press your back foot down. Take a few breaths here. And then exhale, pivot to warrior 2. Readjusting your front leg if you need to.
Maybe taking a little bit wider of a stance. Moving your gaze to your left fingertips. Then exhale, hands come down, spin your right toes forward and step back to downward facing dog. And with your next exhale, lower yourself down to your knees. If you are practicing against two walls like me, you can shift your body so that you have a left side and right side of your mat to come down on. You can take your hands to your heart here in this kneeling position. And take a few cleansing breaths. And then we're going to take an inhale and come up onto our knees. Lifting up our hips. If you'd like a blanket underneath your knees, feel free to grab it. Otherwise, you can take another inhale and then move your right leg off to the side. The knife edge of your foot will be parallel to the back of your mat, and begin to walk your right hand down your right leg. Reach your left arm up and over your body, finding gate pose. Take a few more breaths here, really reaching with your left hand. Creating a lot of space along the left side of the body. And then inhale, come back up. And exhale, you can take your right knee down. Then take your left leg, extend it off to the left side, and walk your left hand down the leg. Inhale, reaching with the right arm. And inhale, come up. Bringing your left knee down. We're going to take both hands down in front of us and then step the right heel to the outside of the right wrist and then the left heel to the outside of the left wrist. Lower your hips down, coming into Yogi Squat, Malasana. You can take your hands into prayer pose and then lengthen your back. Very slowly bring your hands down and then behind your body, sinking your hips down to your mat, and then bring the soles of your feet together, finding Baddha Konasana. Taking in a big breath, elongating your back once again. You feel free to take your blocks and bring them underneath your knees if you would like. As you take your next exhale, you can slowly begin to dip your forehead down, coming into a forward fold with Baddha Konasana legs. Breathe in to slowly lift yourself back up. You can move your blocks off to the side. And then we'll take our knees together and then take our big toes and wrap our fingers around them. We're going to begin to shift back onto our sit bones and lift up our heels. And if this is enough for you, then feel free to stay. If you'd like to extend your legs out and up, then feel free. Your knees do not have to be completely straight here. Feel free to keep a little bend or a big bend, whichever you prefer. Try to keep your back lifted up. And then as you're ready, slowly bring your feet down. We're going to turn and face our wall if we haven't already, and then scoot towards the wall, taking our toes to the wall. And with our knees bent, we're going to slowly lower down to our back. And feel free to scoot your hips a little bit closer towards your feet. We're going to be going into bridge pose next. I like to have my hips closer to my heels for bridge pose. So when you're ready and you feel like you are comfortable, you can begin to press your shoulders down and press your feet down, and then scoop your hips up. Roll your shoulder blades together, finding a clasp underneath your lower back if that's comfortable. And once you've found your clasp,
You can work to press your hips up a little more and take some mindful breaths here. With your next breath out, slowly unclasp your hands and gently, gently lower your hips back down. We'll take our right ankle, we're going to bring it across the left thigh and flex that right foot, press the knee down. And either stay here or lift your left knee towards you and clasp your hands behind your left knee, finding reclining pigeon pose. Take some slow and deep breaths here. Breathe into any areas in your body that you feel are tight or resistant to this asana. With your next breath out, can release and then switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh, keeping your feet flexed. At the very least, keeping your left foot flexed here. Now, as you settle into this asana on the opposite side, notice if this side feels any different than your right side. Notice where you're feeling that difference in your body without judging yourself, just becoming aware. Slowly release your knee coming out of this asana. Taking in a deep breath and letting it go. We're now going to shift our body up just a bit so that we can scoot forward even closer to our wall. We're going to take our legs up the wall, and then you can shift your hips back and forth, getting as close as you would like to the wall. And then you can lower yourself back down to your mat. And if you would like a blanket underneath your back here, then by all means, you can use a blanket here as well. Make sure your back is comfortable. And I invite you to allow your eyes to close here and to take some deep and mindful breaths. Staying present with this pose, noticing the feeling of your back pressed into the mat and pressed into the floor. We're noticing the support of the wall and how that feels on your legs, on your feet. Allowing yourself to rest here. Spend a few more moments here, continuing to take deep and mindful breaths. As you take your next inhale, you can either stay where you're at for our Shavasana, where you can plant your feet on the wall, begin to shift yourself up, wiggling away from the wall, scooting back and setting yourself up for Shavasana. Once you have found a comfortable position for our final resting pose, I invite you to allow your eyes to close and to focus on the darkness behind your eyelids. Begin to slow and deepen your breath, releasing any tension in your body. Inviting in a time of rest, and a time of peace and relaxation for the next few minutes. Take a deep and slow breath in. Hold your breath for just a moment and then slowly let it go. Inhaling another deep breath. Pausing at the top of the inhale and let go. You may begin to find small movements, moving your toes, and moving your fingers. And very slowly and gently, you can bend your knees and plant your feet, making your way to rest on your side. When you're ready to come up for seated meditation, use your hand to press you up and find a comfortable seated position. Take an inhale, lengthen your back, let your shoulders become relaxed. And once more, become focused on the darkness behind your eyelids. As you exhale, feel yourself sink down a little bit deeper into this darkness and sink down a little bit deeper into a feeling of being relaxed and at peace. And with your next breath in, you may begin to repeat the mantra to yourself. I am awareness. As you breathe, inhaling and saying the words, I am, and exhale, saying the words, awareness. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, awareness.
After your next exhale, you may release your mantra. And inhale a deep cleansing breath. Exhale, letting it go. Bringing your awareness back to the place where your body meets the floor. Begin to reconnect your awareness with the rest of your body. Feeling your hands on your lap. And feeling your chest move as you breathe. Begin to return your awareness to the space that you're in, into the present moment. Take a moment to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe gently move your head back and forth. And then take a moment to lift your hands up. Bring your thumbs to your temples and slowly massaging your temples with your thumbs. And moving your thumbs down to where your jaw hinges. Moving your thumbs in circles here. Now you may bring your hands down into prayer in front of your heart. Spend a moment giving yourself love and giving yourself gratitude. And giving love and gratitude to the practice and spiritual discipline of yoga. And take a moment to remember your intention. Whatever this intention may be, feel free to carry it with you through the rest of your evening, or the rest of your week, or for as long as it serves you. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I will see you all next time.